one of the things that we've talked about before is to start with the most recent film market, which was the Cannes Film Festival, and Mark was an attendee there, and I think he may have some interesting perspective as to what was selling and what wasn't selling.
Right. So basically, take whatever you thought you could do 10 years ago and wipe out the bottom 2/3 of it. It's not happening. It's become a light switch market, which is either they want it and they'll pay you well for it, or they don't want it and it's not a discount or maybe half, or could you do it with a lesser actor or reduce the budget? It's zero. And so our financiers at Ingenious UK Hedge Fund said, yeah, that was their perception of Cannes, which is it was a haves and have-nots. If you had what they wanted, and by the way, that could be an art film or a documentary or the $150 million Roland Emmerich film, or we had a Russell Crowe film called Unhinged, which is $29 million, not that big a movie. Those things worked absolutely fine. They tend to be very, very easy to market. They tend to be reasonably provocative in some fashion or distinctive, and they tend always these days, and this is the shocker for me, to have a really good script. That didn't used to be true. It used to be, here's the poster, here's the poster, we'll write the script if you buy it, That was as late as the 1980s. So I find that heartening because, why are we wasting our time and working so hard to make a movie if we know up front it's not going to be very good? You really want to throw yourself into something where you think it has a chance to be great. So it's harder than it ever used to be, but it is by no means impossible. You just have to do fewer and you have to do them better.
And are the major markets still the same ones? Is it still UK and France and Germany, or is Latin America and South America bigger? Is there an Asian market that is still valid? Is China relevant at all?
Well, up until about 2 days before Cannes, I would have said China was extremely important, and then our president opened his mouth again. And basically scared away the Chinese for the moment. I'm hopeful that doesn't last for a long time. I read a column by the esteemed economist Martin Wolf in the Financial Times the other day that said this is the beginning of a 100-year fight. And I'm like, I'm not going to outlive that one. So China is the number 2 market in the world. It will be number 1 next year. It will pass the U.S. Core Europe is still really important. Germany, UK. Southern Europe has, of course, faltered. Latin America has grown like crazy and is great. Middle East is going to grow a lot more, particularly because of Saudi. And there are parts of Asia that work well. But it's absolutely true that without China, we're in big, big trouble. So I'm hopeful that we can all come to our senses and see that we benefit more from joining up than from fighting each other.